Hi, today we're going to look at how to make buttons with the button maker in the CraftLab. So our machine does two different size buttons. We have a small 1-inch, 25 millimeter button, and then a 58 millimeter, so about 2¼ inch buttons. So the top mechanism this piece right here does have to be changed between sizes. You'll need to print your graphics ahead of time so that they fit the wanted size, and then they need to be cut into the right size circles. So kind of like those. You can use our Cricut to design and cut your stickers, or to cut your circles. You can follow the sticker making directions, but just cut them out of regular printer paper rather than the sticker paper. For large projects, you would need to provide your own supplies. If you're just doing a couple of buttons, we have supplies here at the library. So for each button, you are going to need this metal top piece, a piece of the transparent Mylar film, the graphic that you want to use for your sticker, and then the metal bottom shell, which has got the pin on it. For each of these, we're going to put our pieces into the button press and set the press. So when we go to press, we want to make sure that the button maker is in the right position. So for the first press, there's a little metal bar on the back of the large size button maker. So when you press it, it should hit to the point where when it presses, it stays fully up. You can manually adjust it so that it does. So it always makes sense to test it before you actually start doing your button. And then when you move to the other side, it's going to turn the other way. And on this press, this metal piece should go all the way down. All right, so we're going to take our metal shell, put that in. We're going to take our graphic and then our piece of Mylar plastic. I'm going to slide that over. For the large size buttons, we also add in, make sure that this, there's a little green ring that needs to be in the base of the button press. You're going to set your button in face down so that the pin side is at the bottom. And you're going to want these to be straightened so that the pin aligns the way you want it to. So your first step is to place all those. So now that you've done all of those pieces, you're ready to start pressing. So on this first press, we're going to press down. The pins are still up. We have that gap of space. We can lift it up and we slide it to the far left and then press again. And now we have a completed pin. Making the small buttons works pretty much the same as the larger buttons. It's just on a smaller scale. You'll notice there is now a different piece on the press. So for the large button, we use this piece. For the smaller one, we swapped it out for that. If you need assistance changing out the piece, contact one of the CraftLab staff, whether the student worker or Kristen, whose office is next door. So our first step is to put in our pieces. So we've got our shell, our graphic, our piece of the Mylar film, our pin back. So with this size, there is kind of a hole at the bottom of the button press. So it sits right down inside of that. So for the large scale button maker, there's a pin on the back that helps you find the right spot. With the small one, that piece is no longer there. So you're going to have to manually set it. So You want to turn it so that these pins are not connected to the holes when you place it above the first press. So I've turned it so that it's kind of to the far left-hand side. And then I'm going to press it. Again, when you do this, the pins are fully up. When I release it, you can no longer see your pieces down in the bottom. That's kind of how you know it did it correctly. So then we slide the bar across. Now I'm going to turn this to the far right side, and now the pins should line up with the holes in the top of the button maker. So you want it in this position for the back. Turn it so that it sits like this when you're doing that first press. And then we press it all the way down and let it up. And then we slide it out and we've got our second pin. All right, thanks for watching. Contact library staff if you need any assistance.